Hey guys, this is day 3 of my Solidity study. Please come again and learn with me together online. I'm using WTF Academy learning platform, which I gave it to Web3. This is a Chinese-driven platform, so most of the content is still in Chinese, but nothing will stop us from learning in other languages. I'm using the browser translation feature to get it translated into English. To be honest, it's not in its best quality considering the translation that the browser can make. So if you are still confused with the content in other languages, feel free to follow my video. I try my best to introduce what the course tells and what we can learn from it. And then before we finish, we will also do some experiments in Remix. Now let's start. I have completed the first two courses in past 2 days. Today I'm going to learn function type. By the way, if you see this error, no panic. Feel free to click retry button. Yeah, all set. Now we are good to go. In Solidity, the function classified as a numeric type. Considering the content of this topic, so the author decided to wrap into a separate course, so we have the function type chapter here. Now let's first look into the pattern or form of a function. Every function starts with the keyword function, followed by the function name and parameter types or parameter list. The parameter list includes the type and name. This is pretty much the same as what we have been using in other programming languages. The next part is the visibility specifier, or in some other tutorials it's called the function type or scope. Essentially, this is to specify who will be able to access the function. It accepts 4 types: internal, external, public, or private. Public means the function is visible both inside and outside the contract. On the other hand, private means the function can only be accessed from within the contract, cannot be used even by inherited contracts. External function can only be accessed from outside of the contract, but pay more attention here. An external function can still be used within a contract by using keyword this. So explicit function call with this keyword to the function can still be made within the contract. An internal function can only be accessed from within the contract. Inherited contracts can use it. Okay, couple of notes here. A function default to public. Public, private, internal, these keywords can also be used on state variables. A variable is default to, you can see here, internal, where the function is default to public. So this is a difference. Another part following the visibility specifier is this is an optional keyword, or in some tutorials called the permission or capability type, identifier or type. The pure view payable. This is to determine the permission or capability of a function. To be more specific, it's to tell or determine if the function can read or write the state of the contract on the chain. Payable. This is very easy to understand. The payable function can allow the transfer or send of either. In other words, such function is able to process transactions with more than or equal to 0 ethers. The pure and the view keywords will be described in the next section. The last part of the function pattern is the return types. It's also optional, as we don't always have to return something from the function. So we will see how a typical function looks like. But before that, let's see what are pure and the view keywords. It's pretty straightforward. The author of this series considered that maybe because of the gas fee, so Solidity considered to introduce these two keywords. So a pure function will have no interaction with state on the chain, which means it will not read or write. Instead, view function will be reading a state on the chain by one write. In this case, maybe I am thinking a view function will have cheaper gas fee to pay or less cost on the operation. So this is what I learned from this course in terms of the keyword pure, view, and payable. Now let's look into some examples. So this is a very simple contract with a state variable called number. This external function add will increment the state variable by 1. So this is an external function. This is a case which shows us how to what is a pure function. Pure function means that there's no interaction with the state. You can see that the number increment by 1, and the number is a parameter of the function, so there's no interaction with the state or state variable. So the new number is returned. And this is a view function. Why do we need to use view? That's because it's reading data from the state. It's reading the state variable number, increment by 1, and get it returned. Okay, so this is an example of internal versus external functions. Internal functions can be only accessed within the contract, but it can be called by the external function and indirectly exposed to the external. So this is totally up to the developers to design and structure the contract and how you want to expose the functions to the different parties. And this is a function payable, external payable function. It will query the balance of the current contract. Notice here the address function is called by passing this keyword to it. So this is to get the address of the current contract so that we can query the balance. And we will show, I will try to see where I can set the value and the unit so that we can transfer or send some ethers to the contract. You can see here, this is the value, this is the unit, 1 ether sent, and we click the minus payable function. So we will see how the payable works. Now I think that's it for the course. Feel free to click the test button here and finish the quiz so that we can see the score on the home page of the series. And you can see the score here. I'm not going to do it again, but feel free to finish your part. Now I'm going to remix and try some different functions. Okay, the source code or sample code of this course is on GitHub, so feel free to go to the repository and look into the sample code. And this is the remix. Let's try some functions. First of all, let's see the pure function. Copy and paste. This is an external pure function. It's not reading or writing on the state. So we can compile and get deployed. You can see it's compiled. We are going to deploy. In the latest deploy contract, we can put a number here, 100, and click Add Pure button. It will return 101. So this is how the external pure function works. What if we change the number, underscore number to number? So this is where we are going to read the state. If we compile, it will fail. Actually, it failed, and there is some error we need to fix. So we can't use pure as it reads from the environment or state. So we at least need to use view. So this is what this case shows us. This is a view function. Okay, if we change to view, it will work. Here's some warning. It tells us there's some unused function parameter. It's not used, so we can surely remove it. I didn't change the name, function name, so maybe it's confusing. Feel free to change as you want. So whatever function name you want, feel free to change and get it deployed. Now in the latest deployed contract, we can click Add Pure. We will see 6 as the return value. So this is the view, external view function. The last thing I like to try is a payable function. I'm not going to put the minus function in this payable one. Feel free to add yours in your contract. So this is the payable function. Let me compile and deploy. Before deployment, I like to clear the instance list, so just to make it short. Now we deploy. It's deployed. Let's go back to the course and see what we can do with a transfer or paying some ether to the function or the contract. Let's see, I remember there's some screenshot here. Yes, this is to set the amount to transfer. We say 5. And it says click the function button, so the function button. Okay, now let's go to the output here. We have the caret here. If we click, we should be able to see the, I forget how much did I just transfer. I think 5, right? So we can see the output. So it's the balance is 5 ethers. Now we call again. I think let me put 8. I think we should be, okay, how much? 13. So this is the core. If we see the output is 13, you also see here balance 13 ethers. So this is how it works. If we put payable here on the function, it will accept the transfer. If we change to view, we compile, successful, and we deploy. Before deployment, I'll clear the list again to make sure there's only one contract deployed. It's easier for me to look into the result. If I now click minus payable, you can see here the balance is 0, and the decoded output is also 0. What if I put some value here, 10? I like to transfer 10 ethers to the contract in the function call. And now if I can minus pay, so you can see the balance 0. So it won't be able to process the transactions. So the balance is still 0. So if we want to accept some transfer, we need to change it to payable function. Now, at time I was telling you to add or change the keyword to payable, I have compiled the contract. So if I get deployed, let me remove all the instances and deploy again. Now we can see, okay, there's a contract. I put 56 users, just 2, and click the minus payable function button. Now we can see the balance has been changed to 2 ethers. So this is how payable function works. I think that's it for today. So let's recap quickly. So this is function type in Solidity. We learned how to define the function, what pattern we need to follow, how to define internal, external, public, or private function, how to make it pure or view or payable, which means how we can correctly manage the state change in the function just to avoid some unexpected cost in terms of the gas fee. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. So let's come back tomorrow and let's see the function output. So this is the chapter 4. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you feel useful, remember to thumbs up, subscribe channel, and ring that bell. So stay tuned. See you in the next one. Bye bye.